Hi, in this video I am going to show you how to insert your stays into the top of the bag. Now, inserting the stays gives a very nice shape to the top of the bag, and it also helps the bag to stay open once you unzip it. So in your pattern, your pattern came with 2 stays. You are going to mark these stays using a ruler 2 inches in from each end. Now you're going to bend those stays, and to bend the stays you simply take a stay, and right here I'm just using a piece of wood, but you can use the edge of a table as long as it's not a good table, because you could mar it. You could use a brick, anything that's nice and solid. So take that 2-inch mark, place it on the edge, and just bend. Now it will not bend very much, just a little bit. Then you're going to take it by your hand and you're going to bend it so that there's a 90-degree angle. Do the other end. Again, just push it down a little bit, and with your fingers you're going to bend that. Just like that. So 2 90-degree angles at the 2-inch mark. So I have 2 done right here, and we'll use those for the next part. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to insert them into the channel that we stitched when we stitched our binding down. Now your seam should be right on that side seam. This is your binding seam right here. It's probably hard to see. This is your side seam right here. So that seam in your binding should be right on top. If it's not, if that opening is over here a little bit, even if it's all the way in the middle, I'll show you how to deal with that in just a minute. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a seam ripper and you're just going to unstitch a few stitches in your binding seam. You want to go through both layers. Remember, there are 2 layers there. So you want to go through both layers. Opening it up so you can actually see your lining fabric. Slide at the end of the stay, and these stays are double tipped so they're nice and easy to slide in. Now I'm behind both layers of fabric, and I'm simply sliding that stay in all the way until the end of the stay sits right there on top of that seam, or somewhere close. I'm going to even it out here. Then you're going to take your second stay and you're going to insert it in the opposite direction. Creates a little squareness to the top of your bag. There we go. So that the tips of the stays are right on top of that side seam. If you happen to have your binding seam here, do the same thing. Open it up, slide your stays in, but make sure that when you slide them in, you'll have to push one way over, slide the other one in. Just make sure that the 2 tips of the stays sit on top of that side seam. So the tips of the stays are right here and here. It's on top of the side seam. Tips of the stays are here and here on top of that side seam. And that creates a squareness to the top of your bag. Now that's all you have to do. You fold the top of the bag down, zip it up. You might have to fold the sides to make it nice and even. And then you're all done. Now there's one other thing I want to tell you, and that is if you want a taller bag, you do not have to insert the stays. Simply leave them out and your bag won't have the same shape. It will be a little bit taller, but you can do that also. And that's it.